Hey everybody, it's Mae from Black Mountain Plans, and tonight I wanted to come on here because I got so many messages about these faith kits today that I came up with a couple of new faith items, and I got a lot of requests to show how I personally do a word study and some of the materials I use. So if that seems interesting, just stay tuned. Okay guys, so I just stuck it in here today with my little pouch on it. But I wanted to show y'all some of the things I pulled from my own personal stash. Okay, so software is kind of upset with me, but you know, now I have tons and tons of these little deco singles. I think I got like 66, and a lot of them are fall related. And there are a lot of fall faith related ones. And out of the ones I had cut, I went ahead and pulled Fall for Jesus, He Never Leaves, Christmas Begins with Christ. That'll be great for the Advent kit. I've got this one. One of the verses actually talks about the creatures in the gratitude kit, and I thought that was perfect with the squirrel. I'm really happy about that. That one doesn't really go, I don't think. Pumpkin Spice Junkie, yeah, that doesn't go. But the love one, I could make that work. So I'll probably go back and cut all the Fall Faith and Christmas Faith deco singles. I did throw Tater in here because he is saying, you know, Happy Thanksgiving. I might use them. And then, where's my deco pretties? I don't think they're in here. Hang on one second. So, I put the pens I'm definitely using for this kit in here because I like to write in multiple colors. And in the front, I found these really cool clear pockets in my stash. So I stuck one in here, and I've got a couple of die cuts that I know I'm going to want to glue in. I believe these are actually fat stickers. Some random stickers that I had. I love this. Spoiler, God wins. I think it's too cute. And in the back, I put 2 more with the freebies. And in here, I've got my Deco Pretties that I can use. The ones I pulled at the moment that I have cut is sunflowers and butterflies, Jesus, I think the pumpkins, the leaf, and a couple of the bears. I think it would be fine. Fall candles, and then the floral mason jars. But I have lots and lots of crosses and things like that, so I know I will definitely be pulling those. But I was working in here this morning, and I want to show you what I did for day 2, okay? I am so sorry, guys. This software is a pain in the butt. Okay, so for day 2, I did 1 Corinthians 1, 4 through 5. But I seen that there was a word study further into the verse in 7, so I went ahead and I wrote in 6 through 8, because I went ahead from verse 4 to verse 8. So that way I could get like the whole gist of what was going on in that passage. Instead of just the 2 verses, I did 4. I wrote them all out. Then I put the importance of what the verse was meaning. And then over here, I broke it down verse by verse from chapter 1, verse 1, all the way through chapter 1, verse 9. Okay? And I haven't written in my prayer because by the time I got to this point, my Etsy messages, some Facebook Messenger, YouTube messages, my text messages, my phone went nuts over these scripture kits. So there was a lot of requests to show how, since I had said I really dive deep and I go into the word study, I was really shocked that a lot of people didn't really know just how easy a word study can be. It can be very, very easy. And as I was working through here today, this is where I did my word study. I did it on the word gift. I'll explain in just a minute in more detail. But I went ahead and set up tomorrow's. And here's the verse, the importance, the notes, and then where my prayer would be. And then I plan to do my word study on camera tonight. So before I get there, let me show you, as I was working through here, I realized I'm going to be needing the same scripts over and over and over. And I figure if I use it and I'm going to be showing it, I always put it in the shop because you just never know. Okay, so let me show you what's going on. First of all, I do want to show you what the freebies are. Now, the freebies... The freebies came about in the shop originally because I didn't know what kind of freebies to offer people. So what I did was I just took the clip art from the kits, turned them into a little sheet of deco, and it was like, anytime you order a kit or a sheet from the kit, you get the deco. So here's the deal. This is actually sheet D and sheets C and D from the kit, right, for gratitude. And if you don't know what I mean, let me go ahead and get it out. Here is sheet C. Okay, I actually have it in my Project Life binder. So here is sheet C. Okay, all the deco. I've already used one. So there is the deco. It's just this shrunk down. And there's a reason why I did this. And then sheet D with these banners is actually your deco right here. Just shrunk down. These measure 2.5 by 3.5. Okay. Now, if you order any of the sheets, 1 sheet, 2 sheet, whatever, okay, you're gonna get both of these deco sheets, okay? But if you were to order the entire kit, you're gonna get 2 of these and 2 of these. And the reason why is it's going to go with your kit so that you've got even more deco and little washi banners to hopefully get you like really good into the month, okay? Hopefully you won't need more deco past what you've got in your stash, some deco pretties, deco singles. I think because you guys have been eating up the deco pretties and deco singles forever. So I think between 2 of these, possibly 4 if you order the entire kit, what comes in the kit, and your deco singles and pretties, plus what's in your stash, guys, I think you're going to be fine to have more than enough deco. And some people were like, I think I'm going to need to order 2 sheets. I'm going to tell you what, guys. I don't think you really will. I think if you really go through your stash and you go through some of the stickers that you bought from my shop, other shops, and everything else, especially all those Happy Planner books, let's be honest, guys. It don't even have to be fall related, Christmas related, or faith related. It just needs to be the right color. You know what I mean? We can make this work. Okay, so that is what's going on with the freebies. Now, like I said, if you order the entire kit, you're going to get 4, okay? And so here is, you know, sheet C and D for the Christmas kit. Just shrunk down. Super, super cute. And I'll show you how I use these borders. I came up with something super cute. That's why I wanted them. And then here's the God Sees Me washi banners and the deco. Okay? So if you order any sheet, if you order any of the kit, but not the full kit, you're going to at least get 1 deco of each. And if you order the full kit, you're going to get 2 sheets of each design. Okay, so let's go ahead and show what else I did. Okay, so I had a lot of people wanting certain scripts, and then I designed a whole bunch of scripts that I don't feel like writing out the main title for each section. And what I mean is, when I did this on camera yesterday, you can see I put a little bit more in here, and I put my tab in. I'm going to be writing out the word importance over and over and over, the word prayer. I'm going to be putting in, I kind of fluctuate back and forth between notes and dig deeper. I kind of didn't do that yesterday. I just left it at importance. But a lot of times before I do the prayer, I do go even further than that. So I had to write it out again this morning. And then I was like, man. So then when I got to the word study, I was like, okay, every time I have a word study, I'm going to have to write, you know, the name of the word, transliteration, English derivative, verses, definition, the strong, you know, number of where you find it in the concordance. And I was like, no. So as you can see, I did start the scripts. And I'm going to show you, I know that seemed like a whole bunch of Greek, but I'm going to explain just how easy that this is, okay? And you'll be like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay. So the first one I did was verse, okay? Because a lot of people, if they want to put that label, oh, let me get it back out. If you want to put this label, like, in your planner, in the monthly section, like, this is what I'm doing. But when you get into, like, say, your notebook, you could use the word verse and write out what it is. I had a lot of people saying that they're going to be wanting to put this in 2 places, and they would prefer a script. And I was like, okay. But I made it like a titling script. That's what I call them when they're bigger and they're in cursive, is like your titles. That way it would stand out, and beside of it, you could put the verse address, and then underneath it, the verse. Now, maybe there are verses, you know, like chapter 2, 4 through 9. So maybe you want it to say verses. I don't know. So it's in both options, okay? I definitely am going to need the word importance, and I'm going to need the word dig deeper. I have to have that. And like I said, I'll go between dig deeper and notes. Just depends. Dealer's choice that day, how I feel. And then the word prayer. I'm sorry, guys. This software is a pain in the butt tonight. Lucifer is attacking in more than one ways. Okay, so then I'm going to want a title, excuse me, where my word study starts, you know, after my prayer and my notes. So I did a title script for that. Then I'm going to need smaller scripts so that I can write in beside of this the Strong's number of where you find it in the concordance. Then I'm going to want to know what translation was it from. Was it from Greek or Hebrew? Okay. I'm going to want to know what the English derivatives are. So I abbreviated the word English, and then it says derivatives. Then I'm going to want to know what the transliteration is. I know that seems like a big old giant word, but I'm going to show y'all. It's so simple. And then I'm going to want to know, in this particular passage, what is the definition and meaning? Because believe it or not, the word love, the word forgiveness, the word blessed can mean so many different things depending on where you find it and in what scripture you are reading. So I want the word definition so that I know the scripture verse I wrote out, this is the meaning of the word. This is the definition of the word for where we are at right now in this study. And then I'm going to know what other verses are using that word in the Bible. Okay? So then, I'll come back to this right here. Well, actually, this is on word study. So I went through all 3 kits, and I pulled out the words. Okay, so you'll get word study as a title no matter what on the next 3 sheets. So you get the title, this is word study, and then all the words that I plan to do in this kit as a word study. So thanksgiving, creature, creative, trust, praise, perfect, gate, saint, deeds, prayer, anxious, almighty, rule, heart, continue, give thanks, don't get scared. That's actually in the concordance that way. Patience, minister, and song. Okay, so that is for gratitude. Then for the Advent, again, you get your title. You're going to get fullness, government, sign, amenity, I can't pronounce it, y'all. Not my accent. Branch, elements, virgin, star, redeem, heart, scribes, wise men, know, behold, time, favored, angel, blessed, and shepherd. Okay? And then last but not least, the word study for God sees me. You get the title. Wonderfully made, and it is in the concordance that way. Joy, spirit, corrupt, blessed. Forgive, transgression, wide place. It's in there like that. Understand, abominable, great, lead, favored, no, heavy, forgotten, and fearful. And this word no, that is so perfect to go with what I was just saying as an example. That has so many meanings depending on where you find it in the Bible. Just so many meanings. Okay, so then I also have, I had some requests for the words Bible study, and I put them as titles. Then I had, some people didn't want verse, they wanted scripture, so we have scripture. And then I had people ask today for devotion, because they want to put their devotional content in their notebook. Excellent idea. I definitely did that. And maybe you don't write your prayers out in your notebook, but you list out the people that you're praying for or the things you're praying for. So these are all the scripts. They are all in the shop. And normally they are $3 a sheet, okay? And if you need Bible script customs, I guess I'm going to need to do a link where you need either a title or a smaller word. These will be $3 a custom sheet too, because these sheets measure 4x6. And the reason I did it was because I'm a freak and I like to size everything I design to actually go into storage binders that I already own. So these are the trackers that I showed you yesterday. And then here are my personal copies of all of the, the scripts I just showed you. So, and a 4x6 album, guys, is super easy to get your hands on. So, yeah, I went ahead and did it that way. And the reason the kits are sized that way is because, like I said, I have tons and tons of these photo albums. and pocket pages that go in them. These were Project Life. You can get them on scrapbook.com. This is a 6x8 album. They have the refill pages on Amazon, scrapbook.com, a cherry on top, whatever you want to do. I think I even seen them on the Project Life website itself. So yeah, but I wanted to fill out my albums. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started into the word study. Okay, so for day 3, I chose the verse Psalms 95:2, and it says, "Let us come before His presence with thanksgiving. Let us shout joyfully to Him with psalms." So the importance of it, I went and looked it up, and it says, "This call to worship urges the people to respond to the Lord, the shepherd, and to follow Him faithfully. The previous generation who refused to obey did not receive the blessings of the promised land." So the addition, I was like, okay, well, why didn't they listen? What's going on? What's the deal? So I went a little further, and I came across this section in my Bible, and I'm going to show you where I found all this information, and I'm even going to give you some links. But honestly, you can do this with a free app. It's called the Blue Letter Bible, and everything I'm going to show you, you can literally get right out of there. Okay, so the Creator King. God is the Creator, the great King over the world of nature and nations. God created and established this world, and He rules over it. The whole of creation is His handiwork. The Creator governs and cares for all that He made. Psalms 93 through 100 anticipate God's worldwide dominion. When God comes into the world, He brings harmony and peace. The earth already belongs to Him, and the Creator has demonstrated His power in history. The Psalms call upon all nations to acknowledge and praise God and shout their acceptance of His sovereign rule. So that is the importance of this right here. It says the Psalms call upon all nations to acknowledge and praise God, to show their acceptance for His sovereign rule. And apparently, right here, the previous generation didn't do it, and they didn't get to go in the promised land. So the Psalms are like, look, let us come before His presence with thanksgiving. Let us shout joyfully to Him with psalms. So you see how it all ties in? That's what I need in my brain. This may not be the way that works for you, but it so does for me. So let me show you how I came to get all this information. Okay, like I showed you guys last night, I used the New King James Version Word Study Bible. And so it was super simple for me today to take the kit and all of sheet A with the verses and go through and look up each individual verse address. And if it had a word study, that needs to be a script that's on the page to offer as a sticker for the word study for the kit. So when you're reading, when you're reading this right here, it's number 2, 95:2, the word Thanksgiving's underlined. Now, sometimes it might not be here. It might be right here, like inheritance. You're going to need to turn to Joshua 13:7 to find this, word study. But, this one happened to be on the page. Okay, so what I did was right here, I put in the sticker for the verse, and I just copied the verse from right here. Okay, and then I moved my word study Bible aside. And what I did, excuse me, this thing is so heavy, is I went and got my new NLT Illustrated Study Bible, okay? And to be honest with you, I'm going to give you a link, but it's only going to be to the white one. This one is discontinued in this color, and I didn't know until I gave the link to Alexandra tonight. So I look in here, and this is a study Bible, right? And it's illustrated because, you guys, it's got hundreds and hundreds of photographs in here, and they're gorgeous. So I find my verse, it's over here. Let us come to Him with thanksgiving. Let us sing psalms and praise to Him. Okay? And then down here, I just have to find 95:2. And where was I at? Right here. This call to worship urges people to respond to the Lord, the shepherd. That's where I wrote it out under importance. And then this little thing right here, this is where I take it deeper. I'd look through here. Now this is pertaining to 93 through 104. I went through here and found the information that specifically tied into the verse I was studying. Now, you don't have to have these Bibles to be able to do a word study. You don't have to have a Bible to be able to dig deeper or find the importance. All you have to do is look up commentary on your favorite free Bible app. And you can also just download the Blue Letter Bible app. In there, you just look up the verse, and then you can, I got my cheaty notes over here. You go to the verse, you tap the verse, and then you tap the number, and it's going to take you to the concordance. But you can also, in that menu, instead of tapping concordance, you can tap onto commentary, okay? And the commentary is going to give you exactly what you need to know. You can read through it. It can be like your daily bread for the day, your nice little reading for the day, and you can find the information that you want to write down in your journal for you to make it stick. Does that make any sense? And I did get asked several times today, what are the prices on these Bibles? And I was wrong on the price I told people. When I purchased this illustrating Bible, and now mine is a hardcover, okay? And I don't even know if they do it in softcover. I believe I paid $68 something. Tonight, when I gave the link to Alexandra, that will be listed in the description below, they are on Amazon, and they are $32 and change, okay? Now, the Blue Letter Bible, the Word Study Bible, Blue Letter Bible, the Word Study Bible, okay, you can either get it in hardcover or you can get it in softcover, and I'll have the link again down below. They are $29 something, okay? All right, so if you don't want to go that route and you don't want to be referencing in two Bibles, just download the Blue Letter Bible app, and it has everything you need. So I want to do the word study, right? So let me show you what I'm going to do. Where's my little album? Because I don't want to use the sheets I cut to show y'all, because I've already had 2 orders and I hadn't even, described what it was about. And I'm going to put these in their order. So anyway, this is the word study, right? And I'm just going to off-center it. And the word I'm looking for is Thanksgiving, okay? So I'm going to go over here to this sheet where I had the word study, and I'm going to grab off the word Thanksgiving, because that's the one we're doing. But I like to be a little extra. I think y'all can all tell by how I'm, doing my whole deal here. And I want to, kind of like I did over here on this page, except that one was going out, and it kind of gave a really cool effect, like an alcohol ink. But I don't want that right now. I just want to do like a really ugly green mustardy color. Just kind of want to do that. And I'm just, I don't even care, guys. I just need some swoosh. That's it. Okay? Let's let that dry for a second. Whew. Let's make sure it didn't bleed, too. It didn't bleed. We're good. So Tombos are good in an Arch and Olive notebook. I'm sure y'all already knew. I just didn't. And I'm just going to lay my word right up in there. I ain't even going to worry about it. I'm probably going to grab a little bit of deco over here, though. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Why not? Let's just do it. Thanksgiving, I think pumpkins. Okay? So I'm going to grab these little teeny tiny pumpkins, and I'm going to stick it right there. And I'm done with it. I am going to be a little extra, and I'm going to just go like this. Okay? And you guys, I don't even care about the washi. Can you tell? I don't even care. I just ripped it with my hands. Alright. So, the next word I'm going to grab is Strong's number. Okay? Now, if you have the Word Study Bible, it's basically all printed down in there under the Word Study for you. How did I do this? I want to make sure I do it the exact same way. Yeah. So, the Strong's number. Okay. Is that how I want to do it? No, I'm going to do it like that. Okay. So, let me get my thing back out. The Strong's number on Thanksgiving in this Word Study Bible says that it is H8 426. And I messed up because I'm filming on my phone, and I always reference the Blue Letter Bible because I always want to know how many times that this word is shown in the Bible. Now, this is in black and white, and I have decided that these are my colors for my kit, okay, for the whole kit. I write my verse in the orange, I underline a verse map in this green, and if I've done importance, in black, then I do the notes you know, in blue, in brown. So right now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the green. Okay. So, it says that the Strong's Concordance number is H8426. You don't have to have that. I just think it's super interesting, and I like it. So then the next thing I'm going to do is, since it has an H in front of it, because you can see on this previous word study it was a G. Okay, that stood for Greek. This one is actually, this is the Hebrew translation. Okay, so I'm just going to put that it was Hebrew. Okay, you don't have to go there. I just did. That's all. Okay, so the English derivatives, and I might have to stop this so I can get the information off the Blue Letter app. I just might have to. Okay. English derivatives. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Hang on one second. I don't want to make the mistake that turned me away from word studies with you guys. I want to actually show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to go online and we're going to type in Blue Letter Bible. Now, if you are on Mac, iPhone, or an Android, you can get it in the App Store. It is completely free. There is no charge. You can also access it from your desktop, whether you have a Mac or a Windows. So I'm going to click to the link. I'm going to go ahead and expand this to a full screen. And the first thing I do is I choose my translation. You can use ESV, CSB, King James, the New Living Translation, whatever you like. I personally like the New King James Version, and then I type in my verse, Psalm 95:2. Now, let's say you don't have a word study Bible and you don't already know what the Strong's number is. I'm going to show you how we get that first. So as soon as we search it, we see all of these verses in Psalms 95. We are talking about Psalms 95:2, so that is the first link we're going to click. It's going to open me up in the interlinear tab. Now, you see all these Strong's numbers, but you're like, how do I know which one is mine? We are talking about the word Thanksgiving. And the way Strong's does it is with Thanksgiving. So immediately, H8426, which we just wrote down in the notebook, that is our Strong's number. So we have the first thing on the list done. The next thing on our list is we want to know what the transliteration is. The transliteration literally just means how is it written in either the Hebrew language or the Greek language. And right here, it shows how it's written in the Hebrew languages. Okay? I don't know how to say that. So a really cool feature in this app is I can click this and it will tell me.
Strong's H8426. Todah. Todah.
That's pretty cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to write down this word right here, Toda, and I'm going to put the little squiggles above the O, the A, and underline the D. I've got my transliteration. Okay, so the next thing I'm going for is I want to know personally how many times that this word with Thanksgiving is used in the King James Version, because it won't give you the other translations the number of times it's used, but it will tell you in the King James Version how many times this word with Thanksgiving is used in the Bible. And I also want to find my cross-reference verses of other verses in the Bible that use this same phrase with Thanksgiving. So the first thing I do is I click phrase. And right here I have my whole list of cross-reference verses. Sorry guys, I just can't get it out. Okay, so right there I've got my verses. So that's off my list. Okay. Now, while I'm in this section right here, I can hit this tab, Lexicon. And I come down here and I find my number, which is 88426. There is Todah. And right here are my English derivatives. Now, they say English equivalent these days because the site does update a lot. But when I started doing this about a year or so ago, it said English derivatives. And that's just the way it's stuck in my head. That's why I made the script that way. But right here are all the words I'm going to write down. Because in English, when we think Thanksgiving, we think the words Thanksgiving, praise, thanks, thank offerings, and confession. Confession is kind of throwing me, but that's a really cool thing because when I was in this, I can find, if I cross reference these verses, I might find in one of these verses how it's being used as a confession. So I like that. So we're going to click back again, and we're back to the main screen where we found our Strong's number. And this time I'm going to click the number. Now, right here, it's going to give me the total number of times it's been used in the Bible. Some words are only used once or twice. Some words are used over 800 times. It just depends on the word. Personally, I'm a nerd. I think it's pretty interesting. Okay, so we're going to come down here. And a lot of people, you can do this definition. When you're looking for the definition, you can do it one of two ways. A lot of people just like to copy down the outline. It's a good way of saying that this is how that word is used. Also, you can come right here. Now, this word's a little different because it's also giving you the definition of the root word for with Thanksgiving. And I don't want that because we're not properly extending a hand, okay? You can tell that obviously doesn't go with what we're talking about. But down here where it says usually adoration, specifically a choir of worshipers, confession, praise, thanks, you know that that is your definition right there. And then you can go down here if you really want to and find even more information in other places and how it's used. And some of these verses, generally in this area down here, for the Brown Driver Briggs lexicon, there are more verses that you can write down to cross-reference. I usually don't do this part. I just take this as my definition, but sometimes I just really like the way that this is written out, and I use this right here as my definition. 9 times out of 10, that's the way I do it. So, I mean, it's super simple to do your word study. You just type in your verse. You come down this side right here. You find the word that you're actually looking for. That's your Strong's number. That's your transliteration right there. You hit phrase. Here's your cross-reference verses. You hit lexicon. There is your English derivatives. You back out, go to the main one. You hit the number. And you see how many times it's used in the Bible. And it breaks it down. Thanksgiving itself is used 18 times. Confession twice. Thanks offerings. And then I use this as my definition. Or you can search through here and pick the parts that actually go with the word you're doing. Sometimes I literally don't know what part is in this section right here is the part I need to be focusing on. And that's why I really like to use the outline of biblical usage as my definition. Plus, it just seems it's more cohesive to me. So I hope that explains how you do a word study. That's how I find my information. And so let's go back to the notebook. Okay, guys, I hope I didn't confuse y'all. Because word studies are super simple, I promise you. But I don't want to put the English derivative first. I want to put the transliteration, which is that word tada, tada. So I'm going to get out the word transliteration from a little album over here. And I wrote my information down while I was screen recording so that we can put this in here. So we're going to put in transliteration. And I'm going to use my orange pen to write that in the way it is written in Hebrew. It's tada with like a little arrow over there and a line under there. And then I am going to put it 32 times. That's all I'm going to put, okay? 32 times in the King James Version. Okay, so the English derivative, right, is all those words that we saw, which was praise, thanks, thank offerings, which sounds really weird when you say it out loud, and confession. Confession was also one of those. That's kind of interesting that Thanksgiving could mean confession. Kind of weird. So anyway, I'm going to underline that because I'm going to want to remember that. To me, I just do. Okay, so, how did I do it over here? So now I'm going to put the word verses, and I wrote down all the verses where the way it is being used as it is in the passage Psalms 95:2. These are the same way it's being used in these verses, okay? So, even though there's 32 verses that use that word, these are the ones that correspond to the way it's being used here. So, the little one that's got the little, like that, verses with the little semicolon, I'm going to stick this here. And I'm probably going to use my brown pen so I can make it stand out, because that's a little too much black on black. And I'm going to write these out. Psalm 69:30. Because I may later really want to go back and do a whole lot of like in-depth study. And when it's all in the same book, I just do it with a comma. I don't write Psalm over and over and over. Okay? I just don't do it. And then it's Philippians 4:6. Then Colossians 2:7. 1 Timothy 4:3, and then 4:4. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is, I believe it's my definition, right? Yeah, it's my definition. So I'm going to get that little script out. Because like I said, I don't want to be writing these over and over and over. I just don't. So then I'm going to get out the word definition. And if you notice, my scripts are going smaller and bigger, smaller and bigger. It's because I kind of want them to stand out. I don't want them to get lost on the page. Because I know me, there are going to be days where I'm writing it all in black, and it's just not cool. Okay, so the definition, and that's not straight. That's going to bug me. Let's make that straight. And this is where I personally like to use the definition that's in my Word Study Bible. So from here, and I when I was, looking on the screen with y'all, I seen that the whole Psalms 100 is dedicated to the, it's a Psalm of Thanksgiving. So I kind of flipped to it before I started filming again. So anyway, I'm just going to write out, and you can see right here, the Hebrew word Todah. And then there's more places in here, and then there's the Strong's Concordance number. Thanksgiving is a praise, a worship offered to the Lord in response to the provision for us. That's basically my definition. And I'm actually just going to, I told y'all, I plagiarize. I don't care. This is for my personal use. I plagiarize that whole entire thing right into my word study. And then I'm good to go. I consider my word study done. I kind of go over I look at some of the verses. If I find any more notes that I want, I might dig deeper, because I've already done notes and importance. That's why I would put dig deeper. Like, honestly, I'm kind of intrigued that there's a whole psalm on Thanksgiving. Like, what else can I learn from here? I can see there is some more word studies. There's a lot of word studies in this psalm. So, if it's one of them days where I have a lot of time, that's where I'm going to put my dig deeper, and I'm going to go for it. But as you can see, the Strong's number is just that number of where you find it in the concordance. Hebrew or Greek is just what translation is from. Transliteration is just a really big word to say, how is it in that language written out, and do it. English derivative that's their word for Thanksgiving. What do we think? What are the words that we use with Thanksgiving? And then what verses do we find this meaning, the way it's used, and definition? It's either from your Word Study Bible or straight from the Blue Letter app. That's all a word study is. And every time I went online to try to find out what it was on YouTube, I got totally confused. I hope I didn't confuse y'all. I'm actually going to stop the video here because you guys, it is super late. And I just had 6 more orders come in. I've got so many orders I got to take care of tomorrow and get y'all's Throwback Thursdays all together. But I wanted to show you why the scripts are in the faith section. I will put a custom listing in for $3 a sheet because these sheets are $3 each. All the ones I showed you. So if you would like to pick them up, that's your option. If not, it's no big deal. There's things I'm going to be showing on camera. And like I said, if I use it, I offer it. No big deal if you buy it or not. Not even worried about it. But I did want to show you how I do a word study because I got a ton of questions about it. And this is how I do it. I told you, I'm a total nerd. There are days I really, really want to get into it. So I'm going to stop it here because this is technically tomorrow's study. And I do need to get my prayer in for here for today's. I want to go back over my notes. You know, I took a lot of notes this morning. I really enjoyed my coffee and Jesus time. I truly did. And tomorrow morning, I'd like to pick this up and enjoy my morning with my Thanksgiving word study. So, until I see you guys for another video, I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you even more ideas of what you can do in your own personal walk with Jesus every day, and how to use the faith kits. Bring in your happy planner stickers, bring in your washi, bring in everything. You know, as long as it matches the colors, in my opinion, you're all good to go. The deco singles and pretties, you're going to be good to go. So, I hope this helped. I'm sorry it was, I'm not a preacher, guys. This is just the way I do it. And it brings me joy, and I had a lot of questions today, and I hope this gave you guys a really good jumping off point of what you can do with the kit, how you can make it your own, how you can go your own way. I hope it gave you a bunch of brainstorming ideas to just like, I'm here, you go away over here and do your thing. I need it to work for y'all. And even if, you know, in a month or two, this is not y'all's jam and you don't want to do it, this is something that is really resonating with me. And even on the down low, this is something I'm going to continue to design and do specifically for me. So, like I said, when I design something for me, it's in the shop. You know, yeah. So, until I see you tomorrow for the video that was supposed to be for today, y'all have a nice night. And thank you all so much for all the comments and questions today. Alright, bye-bye.